Hello everyone, welcome to Global Government News. Today is Sunday, January 23rd, 2011. I'm Darko. Welcome to part 3 of this economic news bulletin. I don't have a lot left here. I wanted to squeeze it into 2 videos, but either way, I'm just going to finish it up here. Should take less than 10 minutes, and we'll be done. New listeners, or if you're just joining us, please check out the other 2 parts of this economic news bulletin. You can check out my website, www.ggnonline.com. That's ggnonline.com, and they'll be posted there, along with the most recent poll, which will be over in the next 24 hours, talking about alien invasions and what you think it would be. Would it be a hoax? Would it be a basically malevolent agenda but done by corporations and government? Or are you not sure? You can check that poll out on my website, or you can check out my channel, ddarko2012, on YouTube, and go into Global Government News, and you can see most of my videos are posted there as well. Alright, so this is Bank of America posts heavy losses. Bank of America, the biggest U.S. bank, reported Friday a net loss of $1.2 billion for the fourth quarter, citing falling revenue and a hefty write-down on its home loan business. And it goes down. And it says here, our results reflect the progress we are making at putting legacy, primarily mortgage-related issues behind us. Well, that's damn sure. Bank of America should have went under without their little bailouts that they got. But instead, they'll just shut down all these small banks, like I said in the last video, and they'll keep these big banks up and running and inject them with your money that's stolen from you that doesn't even exist. It's when people aren't even born yet, to keep these guys going. But anyways, that's what it has to do. This is what it has to do with is the mortgage, right? The housing crisis, and like I mentioned before, the professor from Georgetown basically saying that you know, all these banks are insolvent, and basically they're holding back on the foreclosures. They're not filing all these foreclosures and processing them and allowing them to reflect that on their books, because if they did, they would basically go under. They'd go out of business because they'd be totally insolvent, even though they're all insolvent anyways. This is what that professor said. So you're starting to see a lot of these foreclosures kick back in, and people basically giving up their houses and that. And so now Bank of America's real numbers or real books are starting to show. But, you know, like I said, they're trying to get over it, right? JPMorgan awards Dimon's top 15 executives $73 million in shares for 2010. JPMorgan Chase awarded Chief Executive Officer Jamie Dimon's top 15 executives more than $73 million in restricted shares plus stock options for their performance last year. Morgan increases staff pay and bonus deferrals. Morgan Stanley, the come from behind champion of 2010 league tables, was one of the few bulge bracket banks to swell both ranks and pay last year. And you can check that out. Link will be posted. Citigroup's Pandit gets a raise. Morgan Stanley's Gorman settles for less. Citigroup boosted Chief Executive Officer CEO Fakrum Pandit's base salary to $1.75 million after the bank's first profit for a year under his watch, as Wall Street firms announced pay packages for the top managers. And we just went into here and talked about Morgan Stanley actually increasing pay in workers, but then it says here that the CEO was awarded less. But here we go. Viacom CEO pay more than doubled. Viacom Incorporated Chief Executive Philippe Duman's 2010 compensation valued at $84.5 million, more than doubled from a year ago, due in part to one-time stock and options awarded he received, totaling $54.3 million as part of an employment contract renewal last year. Mr. Schmidt, who will be leaving Google, or who has left Google, just withdrew, what was it, $300 million worth of stock options. So Chicago Mayor Daley urges global view on economy as he criticizes airlines. And this is a big deal in Chicago. Basically, it's about as fascistic as you can get when it pertains to the economy. Basically, you have this big thug mayor, Richard Daley, basically trying to force the airlines to fund this expansion project for a runway that is not even really needed. The airlines don't want to do it. They're already hurting. Airline tickets are going to pretty much stay at the raised rates that they're at. I covered that article as well recently. So you know, they're already hurting, and a lot of these airlines should go under. They should have already gone under if it wasn't for government subsidies and whatnot. But basically, it says here daily, Chicago's longest-serving mayor and the oldest brother of the new White House chief of staff chastised U.S. airlines and government for being short-sighted in the world of global competition. So there you go. And you can check this out. Pretty much summed up the story for you, but it's basically you know, this is what it comes down to. 2/3 of this runway is going to be funded by the airlines. 1/3 is going to be funded by the city. Who do you think is going to really profit? The city is, because you're going to be having more flights going in there, and you can think the airlines will, but well, maybe they're not. Maybe they see something that Daily doesn't see. Maybe they can still bring in as many flights with the runways that they have, but it's just basically Daily, just like he was trying to carry out his full gun ban and all that. He's got little loose ends that he's trying to tie before he leaves and hands it off to Rahm Emanuel. Emanuel gets a boost from financial sector, so basically, you know, he's going to be the next mayor. I already called that a couple months ago. Rahm Emanuel is drawing heavy support in his mayoral bid from the city's trading and exchange community, with big donations from the financial sector helping to swell his campaign war chest to $11.8 million. And so he left basically the White House, and then you had Daley leaving, what was it, JPMorgan or something like that, and he was leaving the private sector, going into basically serve in the White House as the chief of staff. And then you have the new GE CEO as filling in for Volcker for the economics, or I think it was some kind of economics committee for Obama. So, like I said, this is all corporatist. This is all fascist. This is about the revolving door between the private and the public sector, and it's basically people coming in from the private sector trying to make sure that they get rid of their competition through regulations, taxes, etc., and passing legislation or whatever or what have you to make sure that their companies like Caterpillar or whatever, GE, that they somehow stay afloat, as all the other little smaller companies that are really trying to compete are just basically drowning, right? And all those regulations and whatnot, they're holding them back. So here we go. And basically that's, you know, obviously, I mean, it's just like Obama, right? If he's backed by Wall Street and he's backed by investors, who do you think he works for? He doesn't work for you. If you think that, you're stupid. I'm sorry. Former House Health Subcommittee Chairman, healthcare costs will rise due to new law, but slower than before. And I'm going to keep moving here. New South Wales nurses rally over staffing levels. The nurses fear their voices are still not being heard, even as they continue negotiations with the state government over nurse-patient ratios. And it says they will hold rallies on Monday to highlight the need for more staffing, especially in the community field. And it says here the association wants the state government to improve its initial offering and is seeking improvements in skill mix in all units and staffing ratios in mental health, emergency departments, operating theaters, and community health services. So it says union members working in the community health services will hold various lunchtime activities and rallies calling for minimum mandated staffing levels in their sector. So in other words, they don't have enough workers. Long nursing shifts up medical error. Patients admitted to hospitals where their nurses have to take long shifts are much more likely to die of pneumonia or heart attack, a new study says. Israeli nurses go on strike. Israeli nurses have gone on a partial strike over continued hospital overcrowding after the Treasury Ministry failed to meet their demands. Israel's Union of Registered Nurses said on Wednesday that they would not admit new patients at the hospitals filled to overcapacity. So the decision came after the union's negotiations with the Treasury reached a deadlock on Tuesday, so same thing going on in Israel. Next up, and lastly, major surgeons struggle with thoughts of suicide. Study finds high stress levels, burnout, and even past surgical mistakes are among the top reasons why 1 in 16 surgeons have considered suicide, according to a new study published in the Journal of Archives of Surgery. So there you go, folks. I just want to make this quick and concise. You can join me. I'll probably be putting up some new or more videos and news bulletins today if you have time. If not, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy football Sunday. And thank you for joining me in this economic news bulletin. This is GGN, and I'm Darko. Thank you.